Welcome to Story Time. Tonight, let yourself drift into a world of quiet serenity with Calm Chronicles, a story that will gently carry you into the arms of restful sleep. The village of Eldermere was a place untouched by haste. Life here moved with the rhythm of the seasons, unfolding like a slow, gentle melody. The cobbled streets wound lazily between houses of warm stone and ivy-covered walls. Lanterns flickered softly at dusk, casting golden glows against the deepening blue of the sky. Elias had lived here for many years, finding solace in the quiet. He spent his days tending to his small garden, reading beside the crackling fireplace, and walking along the river that ran like a silver ribbon through the valley. But it was the nights he loved the most, when the world softened into a hush, and the air carried only the faintest echoes of wind and water. Each evening, as the sky darkened, Elias would settle into his chair by the window. A cup of chamomile tea rested in his hands, its steam curling into the cool night air. The scent of lavender drifted through the room, carried from the dried sprigs hanging by the hearth. He would close his eyes and listen to the gentle hoot of an owl in the distance, to the river murmuring as it made its way to the sea. Tonight was no different. As he sipped his tea, he let his mind wander, drifting like the mist rolling in from the hills. His eyelids grew heavy, and soon, the world around him faded into a dream. In his dream, Elias found himself walking along the riverbank. The stars shimmered above, their silver light casting reflections upon the water's surface. The air was thick with the scent of night-blooming jasmine, and the wind carried a soft melody, one that seemed to hum from the earth itself. He followed the path, his footsteps silent against the grass. The river whispered secrets as it flowed, its voice gentle and knowing. Elias felt lighter, as if the weight of the waking world had melted away, leaving only a sense of peace. Ahead, the path led to an ancient bridge, its stones worn smooth by centuries of quiet travelers. He stepped onto it, pausing at the center to gaze at the water below. The river's current moved slowly, carrying leaves and petals upon its surface, as though guiding them toward some unknown but inevitable destination. A thought drifted through his mind, light as the night breeze. Time is like the river. Always moving, always flowing. Yet here, in this moment, all is still. As Elias continued along the path, he saw a warm glow flickering in the distance. A small wooden cottage stood near the river's edge, its windows illuminated by the soft, golden light of lanterns. Curious, he approached and knocked gently on the door. It opened with a quiet creak, revealing an elderly man wrapped in a thick woolen shawl. His face was lined with years of wisdom, his eyes kind and knowing. "Ah," the man said with a gentle smile. "Another traveler come to rest." Elias hesitated. "Am I traveling?" The old man chuckled, motioning him inside. "We all are, in one way or another." Inside, the cottage was warm and inviting. Shelves lined with books and small trinkets filled the walls. A kettle whistled softly on the hearth, and the scent of herbal tea mingled with the faint aroma of beeswax candles. "You carry quiet with you," the old man observed, pouring 2 cups of tea. "Not many do." Elias took a sip, feeling warmth spread through him. "I have always sought stillness," he admitted. The old man nodded. "Stillness isn't something you seek, my friend. It is something you allow." Elias pondered the words, letting them settle in his mind like ripples on the surface of the river. Outside, the night deepened, wrapping the world in its silent embrace. After finishing his tea, Elias thanked the old man and stepped back outside. The river flowed on, its song unchanged. As he walked, a soft chime rang through the air, a sound both familiar and distant, like a memory half remembered. He turned toward it, following the sound as it led him through a grove of towering trees. In the clearing ahead, he saw a small bell tower, its silhouette bathed in the silver glow of the moon. The bells swayed gently, though there was no wind. Their sound was not loud, but it carried through the air like a lullaby, each note dissolving into the quiet night. Elias closed his eyes and listened. With every chime, he felt something within him loosen, as though the bells were gently untying the knots of worry and thought. He breathed in, filling his lungs with the crisp night air, and exhaled, letting go of everything that no longer needed holding. The bells rang once more, and he knew it was time to return. Elias opened his eyes and found himself back in his chair by the window. The tea beside him had grown cold, the candle on the table flickered low. Outside, the world was just as he had left it, the village asleep, the river flowing, the night watching over all. A deep sense of peace settled over him. He leaned back, pulling the soft blanket over his shoulders. His eyes fluttered closed, his breath steady and slow. The river would continue its journey. The stars would continue to shine. And he would rest, wrapped in the quiet embrace of the night.
For your time, please subscribe. Don't forget to press the bell icon for more.